Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Lokesh Lohia. I'm part of Cisco. I come from Digital Transformation Office Department, where we are building new solutions for India in the line of Digital India program. Smart cities, of course, for Cisco is not new. Globally, we started smart cities more than 15 years back. In India itself, we are doing smart cities for 10 years. And some of the credentials that we have today is that we have a huge number of global deployments, more than 100 smart cities that Cisco is working as a technology provider. But the key thing that we have done is we have built expertise around various domains, right? And some of the domains that we see here around parking, lighting, wastewater, and so on. It's just not the plain vanilla technology solution or ICT solution that Cisco brings in. It also brings in a lot of domain expertise to design a complete smart city architecture for a city. Now, if I look at some of our references around the world, the key part that we have played a role more as an advisor on smart cities also is identifying a city's requirement, their challenges. So if every city would have a challenge, and every city would have an aspiration for the next 5, 10, 15 years. And every city will have its own uniqueness, whether it's a tourism city or a IT-centric or a manufacturing and so forth. So what are those use cases which are key, critical to deliver those aspirations that a city is demanding for? And that's where we have worked in so many global cities that we see across. When we come to India, of course, India, we are definitely leading on the smart cities journey. Currently, we are working on 30 plus cities in India. In fact, in Karnataka itself, all 6 smart cities that is under execution, Cisco is providing the platform and the ICT gears for the same. What is unique or what are the differentiators that we bring in? So, of course, there are many. But we have a platform which we call it as a Cisco Kinetic for Cities, which are the references that we were talking about, which already is a global leader in terms as per the Navigant report. It brings a lot of features, functionality solutions that again builds a key differentiator, right? So some of them, like Karnataka, we are deploying a multi-tenant CKC platform, Cisco Kinetic for Cities platform, which is one platform for the entire state. And likewise, there are unique features that we have built as we moved in our smart cities journeys to cater the smart city requirement. So what we have done in smart cities, when we build any solution and architecture, we have distributed into 4 key domains, right? One is urban mobility, second is citizen engagement, urban safety, and environment. Right, and each of these domain will have subdomains or sub-verticals kind of a thing, where what we have done is we have built solutions for each of them. There will be some sessions we have today afternoon and tomorrow, where we are primarily covering around mobility and water. So there will be something in depth where we'll be going around both of these solutions. But currently what I am trying to cover is more of a smart city as a holistic architecture. So what we have achieved today is a reference architecture to deliver these use cases, right? So I don't want to confuse by showing a difficult architecture, but what the messaging is that this is something what we have studied as is infrastructure, and this is where is the to-be infrastructure, right? So the key points that we take out from this architecture is instead of having a lot of legacy systems, right? Can the systems be open? Because smart cities is all about data, right? So data which are coming from sensors, data which are coming from people, data which are coming from vehicles, departments, and so forth. And this data comes to an integrated command and control center from where you build intelligent, smart use cases, which helps citizen livability, which helps municipal operations, and so forth. So one thing that is very important is the data which comes in and the data that goes out, right, has to be very, very simple and seamless and open, right? Second, we also see that there are so many departments involved. So the integration of this department, because most of them are all working in silos. So how seamlessly we can integrate these various departments and bring them on a common platform. So what we have done actually is we have created a to-be infrastructure which we are deploying in many cities globally as well as in India. We have also identified solution partners because no single company will be able to complete it, right? So we have built solution partners around cloud, around technologies, around sensors to complete this solution and deliver as a holistic outcome for any city to adopt. The next, which I'm going to talk about, is something which is very new for Cisco. In fact, globally, we have started this in US and Europe. India, we launched it in our Smart City Barcelona event a couple of months back, which is Smart City as a Service. So Smart City as a Service, we might have heard a lot about it, but what we have done is we have created a complete techno-commercial model and an architecture which can be delivered in India today, right? What is the theme of the Smart City as a Service is basically we studied all the tenders that has happened in India, right? So there are some 30 plus tenders that we studied, and we found out what are the nuances, right? So one, of course, is the time it takes to complete the projects and the complexity to deliver that within the stipulated timeline. So with Smart City as a Service, the first advantage that city gets is, you are able to decrease your timeline, right? And approximate mathematics that we did was approximately 30% is what we are able to deliver it, because we split it into multiple phases. So whatever outcomes that you are looking in the next 3 months, 6 months, we split it and then deliver the solution and on the architecture. The most important was the cost, right? So this is something where we in fact involved a financial consultant to study again the tenders of the current investment that we are doing in smart cities vis-a-vis if you move it to a smart city as a service model. The third and the most critical was pay as a use kind of a model. So today, if you see any tender, typical tender range between 150 crores to 500 crores for any smart city projects. While a lot of these services you're using after 3 years, 4 years, on maybe not even within 5 years of that duration. So why to spend all that money on day 1 or day 10 when that can be used for something else? So what we have done is we have created a technology architecture where the city will only pay for the services that they will use on day 1, on day 2, on day 5. So after 3 years, if they add a waste management solution, so they are not going to pay for the platform, for the infra, anything on day 1, that will be added on day 5. And then there is a commercial model which has been defined, which will vary from city to city, where even city doesn't need to pay a huge capex upfront. So what we have done is we have made it a very capex light and a opex heavy model. So which helps city to save money initially and spend into multiple different projects, and then they can keep on scaling and expanding as they grow. The last part is the ease of efforts, right? Major challenge, any projects today in Smart City, if you take out, are the system integration challenges, right? All system integrators are struggling because this has been new. There are so many sensor companies. There are so many applications vendors. There are startups who are coming up, building solutions. There is no standardization which is today available where we can seamlessly integrate all this in a way, right? So what we have done is we have created a catalog where we have identified all such vendors which are from the startup industry and various industries, and we have tried to do some standardization in terms of certifications, licenses, and so forth. So it becomes more like a plug and play for any city, to start with. So this is some kind of a proposed model, which like typically we have built a model for a 12-month period. So what are the different phases of this project that you can do? So what are the use cases, the domains, the verticals that you will identify? That you will do in 3 months. So in fact, we have created a model where if a city says that I want to go live in less than 3 months time, so we have a model that can be possible, right? So initially probably we'll build the platform, we'll do the integration, we'll run it on a cloud, deliver the use cases, and then when we are scale on, right, then it becomes a hybrid or an on-prem architecture as the city wants. So a complete study has been done. How technically we'll be delivering it and how commercially we'll be delivering. Of course, for commercial, of course, we'll be bringing in our partners from outside India as well as in India who will take the commercial part of it. So these are the services that have been already been identified under the Smart City as a Service, which probably covers all that is currently available in any smart city tender of the country, right? So we have actually worked on the Indian tenders and the Indian cities, what are the services they are looking for. But the best part is this is a completely modular model. So if tomorrow, something comes up from a startup or something comes up from a data science or a data analytics and that needs to be built on top of it, can be done also. The last part that I'll cover is on the data-driven cities. So we actually got an opportunity to work with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs to build the India Urban Observatory. So that's where what we have done now is we have built a data and analytics practice in Cisco. And their motto is three things. One is improving citizen livability. Second is optimizing municipal operations. And third is new revenue and business models. So again, there are some global cities where we have already worked on this. In India, we have built the expertise of understanding the data, normalizing this data, and are applying data analytics on top of it to create outcomes and build solutions around it. So anyway, my time was up, so I was on one live side. That's all from me. Thank you so much.